Why successful entrepreneurs are feeling lost and have a lack of clarity right now. Have you been feeling like everything's changing? Your business, your identity, the world itself? Like there's a massive shift happening on the world. You can feel it in your bones, but you can't quite explain it. Maybe you've hit all the successful external markers, the money, the business, the success, all the things, but something feels off. Or maybe like you're waking up and you feel this kind of dread. But it's so confusing because you thought you had everything that you ever wanted. Or maybe you're resenting your clients. It's starting to feel not good anymore. Or maybe you're pulling away from your partner and you guys just aren't on the same level, like you're not vibing the same way that you do. Or maybe you're questioning your entire purpose and you can't quite articulate to the people around you what's really going on. You are not imagining it and you are not broken. We are literally shifting through a major transition, a 12,000 year cycle that's reshaping life as we know it currently. And in this video, I'm going to show what the Age of Aquarius really means for you as a leader, a business owner, an entrepreneur, a creator, and how understanding this is going to help you stop resisting, release what's no longer aligned, and rise into your next level of purpose and power. Because here's the truth, even if everything's breaking down in your life right now, it is not actually breaking down, it is actually all coming together at the most perfect time for you. So I'm Millie Jones and I'm a coach for high-performing leaders, entrepreneurs and business owners. I merge ancient wisdom with deep science and philosophy so that you can have deeper, long-lasting success, fulfillment and wholeness. Over the past 8 years, I've tested and trialed hundreds of different modalities. I spent over 20,000 hours researching, testing and trialing all the major methodologies, everything from the Eastern philosophies and sciences to everything from the Western philosophies, the NLP, the timeline, the psychology, and then really finding that deeper merge within the middle. What I'm seeing with my clients, in the world, in the field around me, is that we're shifting. The whole world is shifting into a different time, and that time is called the Age of Aquarius. When I first noticing the shift, I noticed systems collapsing, things that once worked not working anymore, leaders starting to question their purpose, I advancing way faster than usual, and people feeling disorientated. And I got to admit, I felt it too. It was like the old way stopped working. And so I started to go deep down the rabbit hole, deep down the research to understanding what was actually taking place. And then I started looking even deeper into the ancient cycles, the astrology cycle, the revolution, and I found that there was a deep pattern emerging for humanity. I realized that we just entered in a 2,000 year age. We just shifted out of what they call the Age of Pisces into the Age of Aquarius, and this happens every 2,000 years. And so what was taking place is Pisces in astrology really governed follow the leader, illusion, following the system, having a veil on and follow the leader, like all being sheep, to the Age of Aquarius, which is all about revolutionary leaders, technology, science, spirituality. So everything you're seeing breaking down in businesses, in the government, in the structures of the system are all there to help us rebirth into a higher level of truth, integrity, and freedom. It's all happening for us at this time. So right now you might be experiencing some of these things. Number one, external success but inner happiness. You've built the business, the lifestyle, the freedom. You're making the 200K, the 500K, maybe even the multiple millions. And whilst everything on the outside looks right, you get this pit, you get this feeling that something's off, that this isn't it. And that peace that you used to have is turning into a pressure of anxiety. You just don't feel at peace anymore, which is leading you to feel more anxious, more disconnected, and more alone. Number two, relationship breakdowns or divorce. You're finding that your relationship that once worked is breaking down. You're on two different pages, you're not seeing eye to eye, things are completely shifting, or maybe you've even left your partner currently because you don't see the world in the same way, and the things that you used to both value as important are completely changing at a rapid rate. And this is leaving you to feel more alone and caught up in your own world. You're feeling lonely even if you're not alone. You're having surface level conversations, but you're deeply craving that depth. Number three, identity crisis or lack of clarity. The things that used to light you up, you don't even know what your purpose is anymore. Those things that used to light you up aren't lighting you up. You're a little bit bored in your business. Clients are frustrating you. The same things just aren't going how they used to. You're launching new offers, hiring new coaches, pivoting, doing all these things, hoping it's going to fix the way that you actually feel. Number 4 is isolation on the journey. You feel alone. You feel like people aren't on the same wavelength anymore. Those same conversations that you used to once find interesting bore you now. You're looking for more than that surface level. You want that deep intimacy, truth and transparency with people, but you're just not getting it in the same friendship groups, the same work environments that you used to. Number 5, maybe you've got physical symptoms and disorders happening. Maybe you're doing all the right things, but you've still got insomnia going, you're not sleeping right, you might have digestive issues, maybe you're feeling not good in the gut, or you're feeling that heightened anxiety, or your skin's breaking out, maybe your weight's changing, something's going on in your body or emotionally, you're just not feeling energized, you're low in energy. And so that leads you into the scroll hole, you're on Instagram, Netflix, you're doing all the things that are not filling you up, and you're probably even looking at someone else's life, judging yourself for what you wish you thought you should have had at this point in your life. And so your body is screaming, something needs to change here. Does any of this sound familiar to you? If so, keep watching, because I'm about to explain and completely reframe why this is happening and what you can do. So if you're a leader, entrepreneur, business owner, and like all of my clients, you've probably tried lots of different things. So you've done a lot of personal development. You're a personal development junkie. You've invested in lots of traditional therapy, business coaches, masterminds, you've done it all. NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy, plant medicine, meditation. You've tried all alternative therapies. You've done meditation apps, retreats, sabbaticals, maybe even moved cities or launched entire new businesses thinking that this environment change is going to solve the problem. And here's the thing, it's not those things that don't work. And all of those things were designed to work under the brain system, which was all 3D. You could call it 3D consciousness. All the old systems, structures, paradigms, they're all built off old foundations. And as we move toward into this new Aquarian age, the whole system has to change. So it's at a higher vibration, it's at a different frequency, and it's run under a different way. And that's why a lot of healing modalities, coaching, personal development, new strategies, all the things that you're trying, although they work at the mental and emotional plane and at the emotional mental level, they're not working at the atomic level, at the frequency. These healing modalities, personal development, mastermind strategies, all the things are great, but they're working at the emotional and the mental level, where this change needs to take place at a soul and at a cellular level. And science shows this now, that we are carrying 20 generation traumas back. There's generation traumas, karma cycles, all these things, outdated programs and systems that need to change within us, as that's no longer serving who we're becoming and what we're stepping into in this whole new era and paradigm. So this isn't about doing more healing, it's not about doing more personal development, it's not about getting another strategy from a mastermind, it's about operating from a brand new frequency that's aligned with the new frequency of the Aquarius age. Until you address it at this level, the patterns will keep reoccurring. And whilst everything that you're seeing changing on the outside, the systems, the structures, the governments, the AI, business itself, that is all got to change within us too. Everything is happening on an internal level and an external level. For centuries, humanity has been operating out of this 3D survival conscious, driven by fear, external validation, following the leader like we're sheep, but we're shifting in to a 5D consciousness, which is a whole different frequency based off truth, alignment, and integrity. We're waking up to who we really are, divine creators that can impact energy, thought, emotions, beliefs. We can literally create reality. And I think this is best described by Dr. David Hawkins with the Hawkins scale and the map of consciousness. And so that 3D that I was speaking about, to break it down logically, is when if you look on this chart, someone's operating like kind of anger, fear, guilt, shame, all of those lower energies, probably under anger, are based off those old survival mechanisms. That 3D energy, that's really how it's described. And so the 5D that I was speaking about before is really, if you look at this chart, is reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment, and it's at a higher energy, it's at a higher frequency. And so those old patterns aren't actually holding you back, those old emotional programs. So the Age of Aquarius is a big jump from the reactive self to the realized self. Breaking this down into your life right now, the relationships that are not working, the business strategies that aren't working like they used to, the things that are falling down in your life are actually happening for your highest. They're actually bringing you into exactly where you need to be. So it isn't falling apart. It is actually making space for the new aligned you, the new 5D version of yourself. Let's talk about why this matters now, practically, spiritually, and scientifically. Because we've just come out of a 12,000 year cycle, and we've just shifted from a 2,000 year cycle into a different space. And that's why everything feels like it's changing at a rapid speed, because it is. All of those old system structures, they have to change. They have to be rebirthed into the new frequency of where we're heading. And this is really what the Aquarian age is about. As you're seeing AI on a crazy advancement, you're seeing human technology, you're seeing science advance, we're seeing the merging of science and spirit becoming more common, and new systems need to be created from this. So there is a deeper calling for leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners to step into this new evolutionary frequency. This is really the evolution of consciousness. Everything that is breaking down, old systems, ego-based business, old systematical structures breaking down so the rebirth can happen, systems can come into a higher integrity, higher consciousness, and a higher advancement. So what you might be seeing in your own life and in business also, businesses that are out of alignment just falling away. Many people have identity crises and ego deaths. Leaders feeling pulled towards serving from a place of purpose and truth and just a whole new energy. And that's because we're all being called into a higher level of truth, authenticity, and transparency right now. They say it's the return of Atlantis, that 12,000 years ago, a great civilization existed called Atlantis, and that's the return of this time where there was human advancements, they had spiritual technologies, they were operating at a completely higher consciousness, and that time is returning. Clients having past life memories, people who are starting to remember this information that it's coming to them through downloads, through different messages, and a deeper resonance. It's like something is waking up within us to really be able to get to that next level of consciousness. That time of Atlantis 12,000 years ago was the last time that we ever experienced that level of consciousness, high frequency, and energy. So here's the science behind the shift. Here is what we call the Schumann resonance, okay? And right now you're seeing more light enter the planet. Literally, look at this chart. So if you look at the Schumann resonance, it's off the charts. Solar flares are increasing, and because we're made up of trillion cells, those cells that are made up of light, that energy is upgrading our biology, our consciousness, and our potential. This is why things are feeling intense. The light is increasing, and whatever is out of integrity can't stay hidden. So we're watching corruption, suppression, manipulation all come to the surface to be cleared. And I believe that this is a deep opportunity, and this is really what the Golden Age has spoken about. The ancients spoke about a time where we would be able to shift this. The rebirth of higher consciousness, of love, technology, science, and spiritual integration, all working together to advance humanity. And the only way to really stay aligned throughout this transition is to work on your consciousness because of the external world that changes rapidly. Your level of awareness is the only thing that determines how gracefully you rise or how painfully you resist this shift. So if you're feeling pulled to create differently, lead differently, step into a whole new energy of who you are, your soul is being pulled by the Aquarian frequency. You're being pulled by this shift that is taking place right now. It's time to let go of the old paradigm of hustling, fear, manipulation, survival, and step into alignment, integrity, awareness, and that next higher version of yourself. It's not time to shrink, it's time to rise, and the planet needs you to step up. Because the Age of Aquarius is not just an astrological event. It is the moment humanity remembers who they truly are and the power that we truly hold. So imagine waking up 6 months from now feeling the clearest you've ever felt. Not just clear on that business move, but clear on your purpose, knowing who you actually are on a soul level. Knowing your purpose and the impact that you're here to make. No longer performing success, but you're actually living it inside. Your relationships are deep, aligned, authentic. You've attracted a partner who deeply sees you. You have shared values and you're deeply seen, loved, and cherished. You have soul level friendships. People who actually see you. Your business feels effortless because you're aligned internally. You're lit up by what you do. Your clients are lit up. You're doing what lights you up. You feel amazing, and your work is actually giving you energy and adding massive value. You're present, grounded, and connected to yourself and your power. You completely trust yourself. You feel freedom. You feel peace. You feel purpose, and you feel power. You're leading from that 5D consciousness, and it ripples out and is everywhere in your life. your physical symptoms gone, those tension headaches, that anxiety, that waking up at 3 a.m., that spiraling because you don't know who you are, and the clarity. That's what's possible when you align with the frequency of the Age of Aquarius, and when you do that deep atomic cellular reprogramming at the cell, atomic and soul level. This isn't just about feeling better, this is about becoming who you're meant to be. If you're a high level leader or entrepreneur who's feeling this shift deeply and you want to get the tools and the systems, I'd love for you to book in a clarity call with me and the team and see how we can help you.